Hey guys, so what we're going to be doing today is I am just opening kind of a new template, and then I'm going to kind of let you see me like play around and add some things to set up the portfolio. Um, just to give you some quick like tips on how to like set everything up and make it look. I know you have some examples, but keep in mind like some of the examples are also like just to help you see like how designing and setting up things can be different, give you some tips about the writing, and just let you see some different ways to do it. However, it's from different semesters, so it's not all the same requirements. And one of the things that I said that we could do was set up one single page. So I'm going to kind of work with that today. And I'm going to start with just changing the name of this page to something relevant to the class. So I'm just going to say UWRT 1104 portfolio, then I'm going to change the stupid bird to something else somewhat relevant. I have kind of a preset image here just to add in. You don't have to do this, but again, I kind of just playing with some images just to help you kind of see how you can do it. I'm going to adjust this because I like the picture, but it doesn't really like fit the color scheme. It looks a little bit weird design wise. So I'm going to pick a filter that makes it closer to the same kind of color scheme. I'm going to pick newspaper. And if you go down to the little button, sorry, the little thing below that I'm messing with right now, you can kind of change the color on it to make it like lighter, darker, less black and white, But I'm going to take it back up to the top because I like it there the best. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to add that in. And then just to work with it a little bit more, I'm going to make it a little smaller and then kind of, make it kind of even. With this menu, you can just delete it. Like all I did was right click and delete. Just like select it and delete it. Reason being that, you can decide to leave it, and I'll talk about that a little bit like as I'm showing you, but it is easier just to get rid of the menu. You've got two main pages that you want to work with, so that's what we're going to be talking about. And here is and even without the menu, it doesn't get rid of your pages. You still have the place at the top where it says home, like page home. You can use that drop down menu to manage pages. You can also go to manage like pages where I am right now. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to delete all these pages from the template that came with it. It's just going to make it easier. They're different kind of pages. It just is easier to start with the blank slate, I think. You can, again, if you have a menu, you can decide to leave that home one there. What I'm doing is I'm just selecting add page at the bottom. I did it kind of right here. Just add page at the bottom. And then I'm going to go, I added a blank page, and then I'm just going to go up here and change the name. And so I'm going to call it digital essay, select done. And then I'm going to go down to where it says hide right here. Kind of get, select that so that you can see it. And again, like if you decide to leave these, in, and you just hide this digital essay page and just change like the home, to something like a portfolio title, that's fine. You just don't necessarily need to. You can, just get rid of the menu altogether. I'm just going to kind of leave it up to you. Whatever seems the easiest and the most navigable for you and the way you've set up your portfolio is fine with me. I can also, again, if I'm getting rid of the menu, I can I don't have to worry about hiding it because there's a menu to hide anything from, So I'm going to move on to something else. I'm going to play with the colors just a little bit. Change this main background. You have settings, you have filters, you can change it to colors, all this kind of fun stuff. I'm going to go to the little adjust widget right here, so you can kind of see all the options that you have when you're playing with this photo studio. I'm going to change the color so you can kind of see how that works. Again, like you would do this, again, like to make all your colors kind of work together to make your font easier to read. There's some settings here that you can, change it to fit, your original size or fill. I always just kind of leave it on fill. I do tend to select parallax scrolling so that the background stays in the back and the page scrolls separately as opposed to freezing it all in one piece. Again, it's up to you. You can change the opacity, like the transparency, so you can kind of adjust like how it looks and how everything sort of blends together a little bit. And I'm going to make this lighter. I'm going to see how that looks. Now went with dark. We'll change the background, make it lighter. Not really sure how this is all going to look with my font, so I'm just going to have to kind of wing it and see. So I'm going to kind of choose this light one, and then we'll see how it goes, depending on what font color I think looks the best. You can see how technical you can get, how detailed you can get with this. Sometimes I get lost in the details and playing around with stuff. I'm going to go to add. I'm going to start adding in some of the text. I'm just going to add heading for like a section title here. And that looks horrible with the background. Remember, you want to make sure that you have contrast. If you put like a darker font on a darker background or vice versa, light on light, you're going to end up not being able to read the font very well, and you want to make sure you're, kind of being reader friendly and thinking about that. So I think I like this. I'm going to go with this. You can also adjust your headings and your footers to stretch the page. As you add in text boxes, it's going to stretch anyway. But I'm going to edit this now. So I'm going to put welcome to my portfolio, and I'm going to add in the ellipses because I like to abuse those a lot. It's kind of my thing. And then I just like the way they look. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to add in some text box here. I'm going to pick Playfair because I like Playfair. I'm sorry you can hear my dog like whining in the background possibly. We're just going to have to work with that a little bit, I'm going to edit the text and make it a white font so that it looks, again, that kind of matches and looks very like contrasting with the background. As I suggested, you want to add in like multiple text boxes for each paragraph. It makes it a lot easier to design. So this is my first one. This is where your intro to the portfolio is going to go, where you're going to explain like what the portfolio is and what the key concepts are and what you're including and talking about on your site. I'm going to add in a random image, and this is one just to make a point. This is one of the reasons that we are kind of doing multiple text boxes, is because if you only have one text box, you can't design. You can't split it up. You can't move. You can't wrap images. You can't add images into the text, and it looks really bad to have videos and images just like lopped at the bottom of the page. So I'm adding just this random like set of papers here. So you could add like text boxes and kind of move those around, stretch them out a little bit. As you can see with some of the samples, I'm going to duplicate this to make a kind of show you something here. You can always like right click and duplicate something that you like, so you don't have to keep resetting things over and over again. So once you have the heading you like, you can duplicate it, drag it down. Same thing with text. So you can do it either way. I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate this and pull it down. It's already set. And then I ask that you provide links to the two parts of your inquiry project, the digital essay and the annotated bib. Here in the here on this page, you might decide to provide buttons or links as you talk about it up in the welcome to my portfolio section or the intro section. As you get to places where you reflect on it, you might link to it like in the body. So here's me in the body of the writing theory. So here's how we're going to do that. I'm going to switch the text here to annotated bib. And I'm just going to click the link and select web address. You can provide links from different places. This one is outside of the website. It's a web address. I'm going to use the workshop link for that. So I'm just going to copy the link, that share link. Just going to grab that and go back over to the editing page on Wix, paste it in there, and then you're done. It probably won't work like if you click on it on the editing page, but if you go over to preview, you can click on it and it'll pop up in the new in a new window. And then you can navigate back. I'm going to go back to the editor and I'm going to add another one for the digital essay. Quick reminder here, since we just finished like adding the link to the annotated bib, I'm going to keep working while we're doing this, but just make sure when you link your annotated bib in, you go back and clean it up. Take out those like reflections and comments and all that other stuff. You want it to look like a polished document. So back to here, I duplicated it. It's not quite lined up, but that's fine. I'm going to switch it to digital essay. And then we're going to add a link. We're going to add a link the same way. So typing in digital essay, you just select the text that you want to be linked, select the link. We're going to go to page because it's a page within the same website. So it's a little bit different. And then we're going to click digital essay. The page that you're on, it's within, and it's going to open in the current window. So just take you back and forth so you can still navigate between pages even without a menu. Just going to line that up. And just a few quick reminders here. In the introduction, just a reminder that this is about the portfolio. You don't need to provide any identifying or like personal information. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to know it's your portfolio because you're going to submit the link as an assignment in the course. So I'm still going to know it's you. If you choose to add personal information or any sort of information about you, make sure that you also include the requirements from the assignment sheet, where you introduce like what the portfolio is and the key concepts and skills we've been working on, what's on your website, your project, that kind of stuff. So just make sure you're also adding those things. Just to sort of keep in mind, I've kind of consolidated this. It's a little bit different from previous semesters, as you can see when you look at some of the examples. I actually suggested that you put this all on one page like this because you have your digital essay and then one page to house your portfolio. It makes it a lot easier because you don't have all of these different pages that you're having to design with, and I thought that this would be a lot easier to do given the way classes are, right now. And it gives you you're still able to play with it just in a little bit more of a condensed form. Again, as I've told people, no one is expected to be a design expert. We went through a few principles. This is, with the design, it's kind of an activity to think about some of the things we've been talking about all semester with different modes and the things we do to support our words. So a place to sort of play with making decisions like that for an audience, making it, reader friendly, thinking about color scheme, thinking about images, videos, links, and then that is all for right now. Peace.